everyone, and welcome again to the Daily Drive Show, where all we do is talk about cars. Today we have two very interesting cars, and these are cars that are being used in the automotive industry and the Kenyan car market as taxis. These are cars that will give you excellent fuel economy when it comes to fuel consumption. That is why they are being used as taxis, and majorly other people use these cars as their daily drivers because they give fuel economy and they make sense when you use them for day-to-day activities, for going to work and coming back. So the first car that you're going to explore is the 2016 Mazda Demio, and the second car that you're going to explore is the 2016 Toyota Passo. Join us as you explore these cars. We are going to start by looking at the Mazda Demio, and as you all know that the Mazda Demio was first produced in the late 1990s, and it has evolved to be what it is right now. So the Mazda Demio is a very small car with an engine that is 1.3 or a 1.5 liter engine that used to be petrol, but nowadays they produce even the diesel variants, which have been accepted in the industry very well. So this specific car is a diesel variant of the Mazda Demio, and as you look at it, it has very good looks to it compared to the other predecessors that came before it, and Mazda has really done a very good job with the Kodo language that they use to design these cars. So this car has the same look as the CX-5, it has the same look as the CX-9, as the Mazda Axela. They follow the same kind of design language. Even at the front here, you'll find that the placement of the badge is at the middle, which looks like all the other Mazdas. The headlights, all of them have the daytime running lights and the fog lights, but the fog lights come as an extra option that you can pay for as you spec the car when you want to buy it for the first time. So with that being said, we can look at the side profile of the Mazda Demio 2016 model. Onto the side profile of the Mazda Demio 2016 model, here we have size 15 wheels with the standard wheels that come with it, the standard rims that have the Mazda badge inside there. When you come back to the side over here, you get the side mirrors that have the indicator lights over here. You will find that when we look at the Toyota Passo, it has the side mirror indicator at the fenders. So it has doors that pop out. There were doors that you could hold like this and just open the door like that, but I have noticed that nowadays the people who make these cars find this one more interesting, and it also has a button over there that you can just press and it will lock or unlock the car depending on what you want it to do. There are also the sun visors over here that helps to protect the car from heavy wind when you put down the window, and it is the same at the back side over here. There is this fuel cap over here. Other cars have them on the other side, and the tail light takes it from there going on to the other side. Onto the back profile of the 2016 Mazda Demio, I have to say that this look is a very good look when you compare it to other cars like the previous variants of the Mazda Demio, or even the competitors like the Toyota Vitz or the Honda Fit. This car has a very attractive look on the back over here, and it has few things which you can note. The first thing is the antenna over there that helps with the radio inside the car, and it also has a red light over here that helps for braking. It also has the brake lights over here, and over here other lights are for the indicators and for the reversing. So apart from that, you also get the Mazda badge placed strategically at the middle over here, and the Demio badge, and there's the Sky Active D technology badge over here. When you see a car a Mazda Demio or another Mazda, you'll find that it's either a Sky Active D or a Sky Active G. So when you see it's written Sky Active D, it means that it is a diesel. When you see it is written a Sky Active G, it means that it is a petrol. So the Sky Active technology is a technology developed by Mazda to help conserve fuel and also give you the maximum performance. So as I explore the boot of this car comes with a boot of about 350 liters, which is surprisingly big for such a small car. You can put a couple of suitcases over here. You can put, if you're somebody who is a content creator, you can put your equipment right here comfortably. This car does not come with a spare wheel. Instead, it comes with a tire repair kit, but that is not a good option because we're in Africa and you will need a spare wheel when you're doing long distance travel and when you're doing other kinds of travel, because the terrain is not so good when you get out of the city boundaries. With that being said, we can go and explore the engine of the 2016 Mazda Demio. Under the hood of the 2016 Mazda Demio is either a 1.5 liter engine or a 1.3 liter engine. So this specific car has the 1.5 liter diesel engine that produces about 105 horsepower and 149 Newton meters of torque. So the fuel consumption of this car is from 20 to 24 kilometers to the liter, and the fuel tank capacity of this car is 49 liters. With that being said, we can go and explore the interior of this car. We are inside the 2016 Mazda Demio, and what I have to say is that this car feels compact yet spacious, in that everything has been put to be in place and to occupy the least space possible, but the interior is also spacious and it makes sense if you ask me. So as I'm seated here, the headroom that I get is ample and the legroom that I get is also ample. So the view that I get up front is also very good, and when I look at the front over here, the first thing that I see is the gauge cluster. This car does not come with an RPM gauge. That is something that you should note, and the speed gauge goes all the way to 180 kilometers per hour. Another cool feature that I found in this car is that this car has buttons on the steering wheel over here that you can just control and set your cruise control. It has speech recognition. It has a button that you can also use to accept or decline a phone call if it's coming. You can also change the tracks, increase or decrease the volume of your car, and you can also use this knob down here to increase or decrease the volume of your car. Onto the dashboard over here, the dashboard is entirely plastic, but there is also a screen over here that is used to control the infotainment system and everything inside here. So this screen has helped to decluster the dashboard over here, which looks really nice. When you compare it to the previous generation Mazda Demio, you see that Mazda has done a very good job. There are also vents over here, 3 in number, that also follow the Mazda design language and also looks very good. When you come down here, you find that this car has heated seats for the passenger and for the driver. For such an economical car, having heated seats is a plus. And we also have these knobs over here that control the AC inside the car and all that good stuff. When you go down here, you also find 2 USB, the normal type USB. 2 of them over here. You find that this car also comes with a SD card slot, and this car also comes with a 12-volt socket and a AUX port that you can just plug in and play music from your phone. With that being said, we also have a gear shifter over here. It looks very good. It has been laced with leather, if you can see, and it also has the manual mode that just plays with the RPM of the car. When you also come over here, you find this knob that can help you to interact with the screen. There's no need of going to interact with the screen over here. The screen is also touch screen, but that is if the passenger wants to interact with it. If you're the driver and you're interacting with the screen, you just use this knob over here and you will select the specific thing that you want to do. You can also use it to like go to the music, go home, and use it to just access the satellite navigation from over here. And another thing is also that this car comes with a traditional handbrake that you just press and take down when you want to release it. We also have another storage space over here. We have two cup holders over here, and we have a space over here that you can just place your phone. We have a glove box that is over here that can hold a couple of books. This one has the manual for the car that you can use to read, but it's written in Japanese, so the Kenyans won't understand that. So we can go and look at the passenger's experience at the back of the car. So we're in the back of the 2016 Mazda Demio, and if I get into this car, the first thing that I want to check is the headroom and the legroom that I get. The headroom is quite ample, but the legroom is so squeezed, I must say. It is squeezed. And one thing that you have to notice is also that this car has a transmission tunnel down here. That means that even if you carry 3 passengers, the third passenger's feet will have to be spread apart, that side and this side. After the break, we are going to look at the 2016 Toyota Passo and see what's different in that car and tell you the one that we will prefer for our daily use. Keep it locked. Welcome yet again to the second segment of the Daily Drive Show, where all we do is talk about cars. So for this second segment, you're going to dissect the 2016 Toyota Passo and look at all the good things about it and compare it to the Mazda Demio that we have just reviewed. So stay tuned and keep it locked. Don't touch that dial. Onto the front profile of the 2016 Toyota Passo, the first thing that you notice from the predecessors that came earlier is that this car has a very wide hood when you look at it, and the hood, you will see later inside that this car has a very big space compared to the Mazda Demio, and this specific car comes in either a 1-liter engine or a 1.3-liter petrol engine. And we will also look at that when you look at the engine of this car. So this front profile does not have much going on. The first thing that you see is the Toyota badge over here, and when you go and look at the headlamps of this car, you find that it's very simple. It doesn't have the daytime running lights that come with other cars, and it also doesn't have much going on. It doesn't even have projector lamps, but this car, when you look at the lights at night, it comes with pretty bright lights, which is good about this car. So when you come onto the middle center section of over here, you find it has vents, and in the middle over here you find it comes with the cruise control module over here that used to look at the front of the car and look at the front of the car when there is another car in front, and it also helps with the crash detection system that is inside the car. So this electronic over here helps with that. So when you go onto the lower part of the car, you find that it also comes with fog lamps, and the number plate placement of this car is at the center of the bumper over here, as you can see. So with that being said, we can go and look at the side profile of the 2016 Toyota Passo. onto the side profile of the Toyota Passo 2016 variant, we have wheels over here. These wheels are 14 inches and it also comes with rims that are black that need to have wheel caps for it to look good. And the side mirror is over here. The side mirror does not have an indicator light. The indicator light is at the fender over here. Another similarity that comes with this car with the Mazda Demio is that it also has a button over here that you can use to lock or unlock the car. Another thing is also that the handle of the car is this design that pops out when you open the door. The fuel tank cap is on the left side, just like the Mazda Demio, and this car is a Japanese car just like the Mazda Demio, and you find that most Japanese cars have the fuel cap on the left side of the car. And when you come to the back profile of this car, you find that the car is wide. When you ask me, it is wider than the other variants that came earlier. So it has taillights on both the left and the right side of the car, and it also has the Passo and the Toyota badges over here. There is the windshield wiper for the back of the car. This car we have gotten from Riri Cars in Kiambu Road. When you go onto the lower part of these cars, you find that this car also comes with proximity sensors that the Mazda Demio that we looked at does not have proximity sensors. And when you open the boot of this car, this boot is 300 liters and the boot of the Mazda Demio was 350 liters, meaning that this boot is smaller than that of the Mazda Demio. With that being said, there's not much going on over here. We can go and look at what powers up the 2016 Toyota Passo. Under the hood of the 2016 Toyota Passo is either a 1-liter engine or a 1.3-liter engine, and both are petrol engines. So you will find that the Mazda Demio comes in both the petrol and the diesel variant, and for the Mazda Demio you get a 1.3-liter or a 1.5-liter engine, but for this one you get a 1-liter engine or a 1.3-liter engine. That means that the Mazda Demio has a powerful engine than the Toyota Passo. So that means that also that the Toyota Passo will take less fuel compared to the Mazda Demio. So this specific car that we have over here has a 1-liter engine that makes around 93 horsepower, and the fuel tank capacity of this car is around 49 liters, and the fuel consumption of this car is 28 kilometers to the liter, which makes it very, very, very efficient. So this car has technologies like the idle stop, same to the Mazda Demio, and the idle stop helps you in such a way that when you get to a traffic jam that is going as it stops, when you place your foot on the brake and the car comes to a stop, the car will shut off the engine for the period that you're stopping, and when you lift off your foot from the brake, the car will restart and it will help to save on the fuel. So with that being said, we can go and look at the interior of the 2016 Toyota Passo. We are inside the interior of the Toyota Passo, and the first thing that I feel when I get into this car is that I sit up high. So when I get into this car, I sit up high, and the driving position that I get when I sit on this seat is good, and the view up front is also good. Inside the Mazda Demio you sit quite low, that is driver focused, and inside this Toyota Passo you sit quite high. So that is the difference in terms of the driver position and the view that you get inside the Toyota Passo. And when you look at this gauge, you find that this gauge is not different from the gauge that you get in the Mazda Demio, and there is no RPM gauge in this car. Also, this car on the side, it also has only one digital cluster. It only has one digital gauge, and the other gauge has the warning lights that may come on when something is wrong with your car. Things like the check engine light, the traction control light, the seatbelt light. And so when we start from this side looking at this car, we find that it has some cup holder that is good in design. You just press it, it comes out and it can go in. And when you go down, you find that this car also has an auto start stop engine over here. It also has collision detection. You can turn it on or off. We saw the module that controls the collision detection. We also have the traction control that you can turn on or off depending on how you want it. And it also has the auto start stop, the idle stop, that you can also turn on or off. We also have buttons over here to control the side mirrors and the windows. And this car has a lot of plastics, if you ask me, but compared to the previous generation that came before this one, that one had most plastics compared to this one. We find that the dashboard is also plastic, but it's better compared to the previous variant of this car. And it also has an infotainment system over here, just like the Mazda Demio, but the Mazda's infotainment system looks attractive compared to this one. This car also comes with an AC system at the middle over here, and you find that this AC system, it has an analog dial over here that shows the specific configuration that you've done. You can put the auto that will just auto select for you depending on the temperature, and you can also turn it off over here, and the AC button and the rear. When you look at this car, when you get inside this car, you find that this car has much more space compared to the Mazda Demio that we did, and the seats are also comfortable. And you also find it also has an armrest over here. It's for one person. Either the driver will put the arm over here or the passenger will put their arm over here. It also has a storage compartment over here. The cup holders are here, and there is some specific cup holders down here, and there is the speaker over here. With that being said, we can go and look at the passenger's experience at the back of the 2016 Toyota Passo. So we're in the back of the 2016 Toyota Passo, and the first feeling that I get when I get into this car is that this car sits high up compared to the Mazda Demio that we did earlier, and the headroom that I get is quite ample, and the legroom is also huge. So that is the difference that you get from the Mazda Demio, is that the legroom is quite huge. And this is a car that I must say, if you go on a long trip with it, the passengers at the back here will also be comfortable, because we have not even adjusted the seat, and I was seated at the driver's side, and now I'm in the back of the car, and there is quite surprisingly big legroom. We have this bottle over here. You get cup holders that can hold a bottle over there, and also at the back there. And we also have a speaker over there for this car. It produces quite good sound, but it's not the best. So this car at the back here does not have much going on, but you find that the seat belts over here, get them from the back over here, and for the passenger at the middle, they will have to use this seat belt over here, which is quite technological, and it doesn't make the seat over here to have hanging seat belts that just lay around like the Toyota Probox. That has been it for the Daily Drive show for this episode, and we will come back with more episodes on different cars, and you can go and rewatch this video on the YouTube channel at Lookup TV and get a recap of what we have done. If you want to come and see these specific cars, come over to Riri Cars on Kiambu Road, and they will give you a good deal on this car. Just tell them that you have watched this car on the Daily Drive show, and they will give you a good deal on these cars. So keep it locked, guys, and we'll come back next week with an explosive episode on other cars on the Daily Drive Show. I hope you guys have been educated on cars, and you will still get more content when we come back next week. Keep it locked, guys. See you next week.